Hi, and welcome to this edition of Business Supes, where we interview successful local business owners, learn a little bit about them, their business, and of course, their business superpower. Today, I am joined by Roger Peck from Tornado Place. Roger, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
I'm glad to be on. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. So we always like to start off learning a little bit about you and the business. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your origin story?
Yeah, so Tornado Place started 10 years ago, 2013. So this is 10 years now that we've been in place. We've got 3 locations: Tulsa, Oklahoma City, and where I'm currently sitting, Northwest Arkansas right now. We do storm shelters. It's a higher end inside the home application. We're unique in fitting space, accommodating whatever number of people, unique designs and sizes that way.
So is each one of your storm cellars or shelters custom then? So none of them are the same prefab or?
They are not. So we've got common sizes, but really, so the design is based in 16-inch panels. So we really can just build it on and on and on, fit whatever space they have available. 4x6 is very common, 6x6, 6x8. But we've done schools and businesses that can hold 50, 100 people. And really, it's
Okay.
The size options are limitless. Yeah.
Okay, wow, that's pretty cool. So what made you decide to go into safe rooms or tornado shelters?
So actually, I was trying to sell insurance, and that wasn't working out. And found this company. Charlie Wilsey and his wife Robin started it, like I said, in 2013. I started with them a year later. Really just a second job, but I fell in love with it. I think it's unique. We fit so many different needs of our customers, and we never have an upset customer. They are always happy with what they've got. We typically exceed expectations. It's a fulfilling job, and we like doing it.
You think about it, you're selling insurance now, just a different kind of insurance, right?
Very much so.
Yeah. It's a box for life insurance. So have you had many folks who have called you after they've been through a storm and said, my gosh, we're so glad we had this, any kind of cool or emotional stories that you have that you could share?
We've had a lot of customers call us up and say, hey, we're in it, or we were in it last night. Never had a situation where it technically saved their lives. We've had a lot of houses hit, a lot of houses that were devastated, total losses, but not that they were just totally blown away. And the only thing that was left was the storm shelter. Obviously, it's tested and engineered to withstand an F5 if that would occur. But yeah, a lot of very happy people, glad that they had a place to go when the sirens went off.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it's funny because here in Oklahoma, sometimes it seems like the weathermen like to push that button a little more, and we're the folks who are standing out there on the patio going, I don't see it. Where is it? So obviously it's much smarter to be locked in a box where you're nice and safe and nothing flying around can hit you.
Right, for sure.
So you said that somebody else started the company and you came to work for them. So did you purchase the company from them, or are they still partners, or do they own it?
Yeah, so like I said, started in 2014. I opened up this location, the Northwest Arkansas location, 2019. 2 years later, purchased the rest of the company, and we've expanded a little bit since then. A lot of growing pains. It's a high demand field. If it's a good product and you've got the inventory to meet the needs of the demand. But yeah. So it's been, I guess, 2 years now that we've owned the company ourselves.
Okay, very cool. So you mentioned growing pains, and obviously owning a business is great right up until it isn't. So would you mind maybe sharing a couple of those growing pains that you've dealt with and how you've worked through them?
Yeah, so early on, it's out there beating the pavement, trying to drum up business, doing home shows, advertising, social media, all of it. We've really scaled that back just because we've gotten to the point where production is our biggest holdup. Steel prices a year and a half ago were hitting us pretty hard. But really just bringing in people to build the product, to take it out to the customers. It's really been the challenge the past year and a half now.
So how have you found a way? Have you found a way to work around that, or?
We have not. Just trying our best. Yeah. So a lot of, we try to each year build up inventory. We don't know what the storm season is going to be like.
Right.
November, December, January, even, we're trying to build up some inventory. So once it really hits, because it does, it really kicks off overnight. First storm, regardless of the area, it really goes from 0 to 60 overnight.
So after the storm that we had come through here on Father's Day with those strong straight line winds, has your phone been ringing a little bit more? Do those tend to prompt people to go, we should take some action?
Yeah. So obviously sirens do that. That specific storm, there was a lot of people scared just because those straight line winds, the meteorologists are telling you that the storm is coming, but if they're in a tornado on the ground, a lot of people it's kind of background noise, but that wind really got a lot of people's attention. So yeah, for sure. Overnight again.
So all of your enclosures are above ground then? You don't put any in the ground?
They are, correct. Yeah. So it's assembled and fastened, anchored down to a concrete slab. So wherever there's a concrete slab, whether in the garage or inside the house, we can assemble it there. Yeah.
And I think if I remember correctly, looking at your website, it looked like these can also be used almost like a safe room as well, like a safe to store weapons or valuables or things like that in as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have a heavy duty deadbolt lock on the outside. If people really want to get serious about it, we've got a supplier there in Tulsa that has vault doors that we can fasten to our storm shelters, where it's insulated, it's a heavy duty locking system, significantly more than just to keep you safe in a storm. It's high end and pretty fancy. It's really neat.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So you can have a safe that's also your safe room. So what was it about owning your own business that appealed to you?
So just feeling like I can make a bigger difference. I've worked jobs that I love, worked jobs that I hated. Really felt limited on what I could do. I love my guys. They do a great job. They're loyal to us. And obviously the customers, like I said before, we've never had an upset customer. We provide a good product, provide exceptional service, and it's rewarding every single day. We're glad to do it.
Yeah, normally, and I think this answer ties into it as well. Normally, when I ask that question, there's always some sense of freedom that comes into the desire to own the business, whether it's the freedom of your time or the financial freedom that's supposed to go with owning a business, or the freedom to pick the guys you work with, right? There's some pretty cool stuff that you get to do. And it's really easy right up until it isn't, right?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
So what's next for Tornado Place? Where do you envision yourself taking the business?
Yeah, so our goal when I bought the company was, have a location in each of the metro areas within 500 miles of Tulsa. So we opened up Oklahoma City last year. If we have production to the point where we could expand, we'd be in Dallas. I have a guy in Nashville getting a lot of calls in Little Rock. So we cover that ourselves. We do have dealers throughout the South. So we've got Birmingham, Chattanooga, got a guy in Kentucky and Mississippi. So these guys have their own business. We sell our units to them. But yeah, for ourselves, it's just taking care of the needs of the markets that are already calling us.
Okay, very good. So what would you say has been your greatest achievement or success so far as it relates to owning the business?
So when I bought the company, like I said, being here in Northwest Arkansas for a couple of years, really doing it myself, I seen some opportunities with the design. So I tweaked the design in a way that gave us a lot more flexibility on size. We were semi-limited on what we can do with the original design. I don't want to get too technical with that. But we changed the design where all the hardware is interior, the corners are turned in. But that gave us where we can build in any 8-inch increments. And like I said, those businesses, we could base, essentially it's units that are fastened together, just interior walls that in accordion style, just build as large as we need to with space that they've got available.
Okay. Okay, very, very cool. So what are, other than, the production issues, what are some of the other challenges that you've overcome as a business owner, or that you've faced?
Being semi-seasonal, trying to build up the referral sources with realtors, other sources that can send us business, but as much as anything, builders. So new construction is not seasonal. It is fairly consistent throughout the year.
Right.
So we've been able to show our product to a lot of builders, and that keeps us steady through the end of the year. To keep our guys busy, keep them exercise and ready for when it does.
So are most of the rooms that you put in, are they during the new build, or can you go into an existing house and turn a closet into a safe room?
So our design is actually geared toward existing structures. So again, back to Charlie, he's seen the devastation Joplin. It was right after that storm that he kicked off his the business, and he designed it in a way where it's built on site. Bring it in piece at a time, assemble it in a closet, under stairway. In new construction, we'll do a pantry or just a space that's used frequently. It can be finished out. But yeah, typically it's in an existing home. We bring it in,
interesting,
live inside that space. Yeah.
Very, very cool. All right. So the question that started it all, Roger, what would you say is your business superpower?
So I tell the guys all the time, we've got a great product. We can meet a lot of needs. It's unique, but what we can control is our service. We're going to be Johnny on the spot. We're going to answer the phone. We're going to answer their questions. We're going to always go out to the customer, consult space they have available, the number of people they need to accommodate, and we're going to give them advice, because again, the size options are really limitless. We're going to go out there and measure the space, give them options that way, and then we're going to deliver. Whatever we tell them during the consultations, what we're going to do. So really have convinced the guys of that, and back to no upset customers. We meet the needs, we exceed the needs a lot of ways.
Happy customers are a great source of future leads too. So good for you.
For sure.
So to that point, have you got a piece of advice that you would want to share with other business owners out there?
I would say balance is very important. If you'd ask my wife, she would probably not agree with that. She would give me some more advice on balance, not working so hard. But know what your product is, know what it can do, and then just growing at a pace that's achievable. Because sometimes we get the cart ahead of the horse, and we have problems. Back to growing pains. We don't want to grow where we can't deliver to our customers. Don't want to promise them things that we can't deliver. So really, balance is the key to a successful business, in my opinion.
That's fantastic advice. So, well, Roger, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today and sharing your business superpower. We appreciate it.
Glad to be on. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.